Hello, 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 everybody. I want to wish you a happy first day of the week. If you guys could hear me, please give a thumbs up. It might be a little delay. I'm going to ask that everybody share this space. It's going to be a whopper today. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Can you give a thumbs up if you hear me? Perfect, perfect. All right, guys. So please share this space. I'm going to play a little bit of music. I'm sorry for coughing, guys. I wasn't taking my Yeshaya herbals and silver the way that I should. And I fooled around and caught a little quick cold. I did go drop off some stuff to a buddy who had a little sickness, and I wasn't thinking. Jake, if you're driving, that's fine. I'm just making you a co host so that you can hold the space if my internet should have an issue. This is a very important subject. I already gave ability to be co host to um, Celestial as well. But guys, we're going to get it in today. We're going to get in some heavy fire. We might have to uh, stretch this out until tomorrow to make sure that we teach the way that we need to. But it's going to be heavy, guys. I'm going to show you guys um, how to kill Trump's cases or business case, sorry, how to kill Trump's business case for the win, even now. Even now, it's not too late. We're going to fix this thing. I'm going to tell you guys that for over a year, I've been trying to get important information to President Trump that would have allowed for these cases to not hurt him if the word could have got to him correctly and he could have used these things to bless the nation. I will tell you, um, the people are having a lot of issues and a lot of pain and agony simply because the politicians who are running for office, they don't know the law. The reason that they're able to be excuse me, able to be attacked is because they don't know the law. And then when they go through some hell and things start getting tough, um, the reason is because they have not taught the people the law. So when you have a mixture of government servants and people who don't know the law, bad actors in government can get away with breaking the law. And then after you get hurt by the law, you start wanting to reach out to the people and tell them how you got hurt in the law. President Trump is going through something very tough right now. He's going through losses where he realizes the courts are not being fair. He doesn't explain clearly how the courts are not being fair, but just think about if 2, 3, 4 years ago, President Trump would have taught the whole America what fundamental fairness is in law. What if the whole America knew what to do by law for 4 years, or 6 years, or 8 years, right? If we started in 2016 when President Trump said that he was turning the power over to the people, if that would have truly happened and everyone knew the law at this time in America today, could anyone as a government official get away with not teaching the law? Think about it, or not using the law. We're going to break this stuff down today. We're going to get deep in. If anybody wants to challenge, I'll make a special space for anybody, any of these attorneys who think that they're brilliant, they know more than the people, and that what I'm saying is not true. I would ask them to bring facts, I would ask them to bring sources, and I would ask them to bring the fundamental law. I just don't think that's ever going to happen. But we are going to go ahead and play some music, and then we are going to ask you, as we're playing the music, to start sharing the space. Let's get it out there. It's going to be a whopper today. Let me know if you guys hear music. It's going to be a second. Just 1 second, guys. I apologize. All right, guys, as we're waiting, I'm going to ask you guys to share this space. Having a little internet battle. All right, hopefully we can get it going. See, sometimes you got to get your heart and your mind ready. Music moves you. And I want to deal with some real issues today, guys. The question of the day: can Dave Jose show how to kill Trump's business cases for the win even now? Is it even possible? Can it happen? We're going to see. Guys, I want to open the doors for you guys to see the real truth, guys. For too long, we have been left hanging. Let me know if my sound is good for you guys or if you need it a little louder. For too long, guys, we have been left hanging. We have been made to doubt what it is that is possible. We have been made to doubt the law. Many times we wonder if we're in the right. We feel that stuff is wrong. But by God, we had nobody teach us the real truth, the real law. So we're out here fighting, and in many cases, we're going against people in administrative tribunals. Me being a man that fought CPS, I understand what it's like to go against the Attorney General's office. When the Attorney General's office is being hired by agencies or government to attack the people, and they have an unlimited budget to attack you with, and they can hide evidence, and you can't tell on them because they're the ones who should be exposing hidden evidence. See, Trump is feeling the effects of Letitia James. But what's deep is that Letitia James is an attorney general. What's crazy is, how is it that the attorney general, who in the constitutions are put there and given their power by the people, how could Letitia James be the same one attacking one of the people? Many years ago, we sent 2,000 affidavits through Lynn Johnson, who was on HHS, appointed by President Trump. And after that, President Trump came out with an executive order dealing with CPS. But the crazy thing in Arizona, when I fought against CPS, I would give evidence to the Attorney General's office and they would hide it. And then they would help CPS get rid of exculpatory information. Trump is only facing and dealing with what we in the States have been facing for years. And I'll tell you, this is why it's bad when the people can't communicate with our servants. See, people want to run for office, people want to be in office, but they never talk to the people. Therefore, they never know the pains that we go through. But the deep thing about pain is, if you don't help others with their pain, soon the pain will be turned on you. Corruption is wild. And just like the law, nobody's bigger than corruption if bad actors hold all the power. So people could move slowly when we try to teach them the law when it deals with us as the people. They could ignore notices. They could ignore conversation. They could ignore meetings. But what ultimately happens is the wicked get so big that they'll go after their own as well. Excuse me. They'll go after their own as well. So I have to ask a question today, because if David Jose says that he can deal with killing Trump's business case for the win, even now, we first have to stop and say, could it be possible that the government actors who went after Trump could be doing him wrong? Now, guys, I'm going to mute every once in a while if I could catch myself if I cough. I don't want to be disrespectful on the space. I'm not doing it on purpose. Like I told you guys, I caught a little cold out of nowhere. So forgive me, please. If my breathing gets a little funny and I cut short, please forgive me. Not trying to do that on purpose, not trying to be disrespectful. But is it possible that they could be doing Trump wrong? Is it possible that they could be doing Trump wrong? And if it is possible that they could be doing Trump wrong, what would we base that on? What would we base it on? See, a lot of times people are making arguments, but they don't get down to the foundational principles. I hear attorneys online saying, oh, yeah, what Trump didn't have, where's the accuser at? Where's this? Where's that, right? But that doesn't make it plain for the people so the people can get up and do something. That doesn't make it plain for the people so that the people can share information, knowledge, and wisdom and correct the bad issue. I will tell you guys that between today and tomorrow, I will prove to you and show you, if the Lord should let me live, that they did Trump wrong, that it can be fixed, and if they don't fix it, we can fix it. And in the midst of the time where people are enjoying watching real law brought to you openly, if I can show the real law brought to you openly, then you can take it, if you wish, and give it to others and do powerful and mighty things. Let me know if that fits for you. Let me know if that is something that brings some hope to you, if I can do it, by God, right? First thing I want to do, guys, I want to show a definition. Anybody want to help me read? Celestial, you got, excuse me. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry, guys. You guys, Celestial, you have a mic too. Is the sound a little low still?
You sound good, dude.
Okay, perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a definition. If somebody could put it in a purple pill. This app is acting so funny right now, guys. Is like not allowing me to put stuff in the purple pill. Let me see if I go to the top if it'll allow me. Oh, this might not do it. Can anybody see this picture that I'm putting in the purple pill right now? Let me know if you can see this picture. Can anybody see that? What I might do is send it to some individual people so you guys can share it if you can, because it's seeming that stuff is a little dirty right now. Can you guys see?
I see the.
I'm looking through the chat right now.
Perfect. Celestial, I'm going to send you some pictures, if that's okay, inside of the app. And guys, we're going to go through high level study today. We are going to learn exactly what the problems are. We're going to gain knowledge and wisdom like you have never seen before. Now, guys, I like to get out here and put tons and tons of hours of free knowledge so that you guys can go and study and you can test to see if what I say is true. And then you can excel in knowledge and wisdom and do the unthinkable. Now, I get some people, because I do have a private school too, where we have memberships. They say, David, you're evil if you have memberships that have any fees on them. But I want to tell you that when it comes to buying cars for the needy, single women who can't get their kid back if they don't have a car. CPS is threatening them. That's how my PMA helps people. We buy people cars. We pay for people's house notes that are struggling. It funds God's work. And I want to let you know that if you are the type of person who is so selfish and greedy that you don't want anybody else to have, but you want to have, it's a sad, sad thing. And I believe that it is important for me to be able to do God's work. I might have to take the stuff out the purple pill because now I'm being blocked from getting back in the show. But it's not showing me how to get out. Sorry. Okay, so first definition. Can anybody see that first definition? Do I have somebody who can read due process of law for me?
Yeah,
Anybody here?
sure.
I can't see. I can't see the people at all now.
I can read it.
Can somebody erase the stuff out of the chat bubble for me so I could get back in the space? Go ahead, please read it for me, sir. I might cut you off a little bit, only for emphasis.
That's okay. I'm new here, so bear with me. But due process of law, law in its regular course of administration through courts of justice. Due process of law in each particular case means such an exercise of the powers of the government as the settled maxims of law
Hold on. Whoa,
permit.
whoa, 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 whoa. As the settled maxims of law permit. Now, what I'm going to have to ask is, a lot of you guys have seen these cases with President Trump, right? Who can somebody please erase the post out of the jumbotron, please? Now, guys, when it says as the settled maxims permit, can anybody help me understand? Have you heard any of the attorneys in the cases on Trump's side or the other side speak of the settled maxims of law? Has anybody heard them speak of that? If you have not heard them speak of the settled maxims of law, please put a thumbs down. Anybody? Okay. I see one thumbs down. Two. Okay. So we got 2, 3 people in the whole space. 4. Okay. So we have not heard them talk about the settled maxims of law, right? But if the cases have to be ran in every case based on the settled maxims of law, and nobody's teaching us about the settled maxims of law, could we then have a problem making sure the cases are bound in the settled maxims of law? And guys, understand that settled maxims of law are already decided, already accepted as true, and good reason, right? Good law. So, how could there be something called the settled maxims of law and no attorney, no school, no college, no teacher, no preacher, nobody teaches us the settled maxims of law? If due process of law can only be understood through the maxims that they're bound in, it is bound in, how could we ever fix a situation if nobody knows about the settled maxims of law? Anybody? So we're going to start getting real serious now. Let's keep reading some more. What does it say?
Maxims of law permit and sanction, and under such safeguards for the protection of individual rights as those.
Hold on. Wait. There's some individual rights that the maxims protect, but no attorney, no government official tells us about the settled maxims of law? I want y'all to think about this. There's something called the settled maxims of law. It's already settled. But you guys agree that the attorneys never told you about it. The government officials never tell you about it, but they're running cases against you every single day. The settled maxims of law, and please share this space, guys. The settled maxims of law actually protects individual rights. Trump is talking about his rights being trampled. Attorneys talk about his rights being trampled. But how do the people get engaged and involved to protect Trump and his individual rights if we don't even know what they are? See, for 4 years, I've been trying to get with government officials to teach them so that they can teach the people their fundamental rights. And then that way we can govern our servants, right? Those government actors. We can teach them to do that which is right. We can hold them accountable. But how do you hold someone accountable when you have no idea what the appropriate law is? Now, I'm just giving y'all some fundamental law, fundamental principles, fundamental ideas so you can see that there is something called the settled maxims of law that protect people's rights, and they have to be there in every single particular case. But nobody told us about the maxims. Nobody spoke of the maxims when they prosecuted Trump. None of the attorneys talked about the maxims that I heard of in defending Trump. So, could it be possible that attorneys are on both sides, possibly making a mistake when it comes to what rights are going to be protected for Trump?
Hey, Dave.
Yes, sir.
So isn't the law supposed to be clear and plain and easy?
Of course. But if they don't ever tell it to us, is no way that it can be clear. See, the Bible tells you make the vision plain so and put it on a tablet so the people can run with it. But you can't make the vision plain if you never tell anybody what the vision is. You never give them the rules that govern what it is that you're dealing with. It will never work.
So if there are certain phrases and definitions in law that are just absolutely settled, meaning the beginning of all of it, and if you take those away from people or hide them or don't ever teach them to anybody, makes it really easy then to argue junk both ways completely, and there's never ending controversies then. Does that kind of sound about right?
Well, if you could, when we get done reading Maxims of Law, I'll ask you to um, grab the Maxims, a collection of Maxims by Charles A. Weissman for me, and I want you to read when we get ready. I want you to read pages 5 and 6 of the preface. I want everybody in here today to understand what happened to Trump, and it's not just about Trump; it's about you, right? Because it is important for Trump to feel what it is that we, the people, feel. See, as someone who is untouchable by normal life, right? The average everyday government official not coming after Trump until now, right? So this is a curse to Trump, but it is also a blessing because Trump is going to now know what it feels like for we the people because the government officials been attacking us for a long time. So Trump is one who stood up against the deep state in a bad way, but we have actually experienced the deep state in a way that Trump is now seeing what it's really like. And so hopefully, if it's God's will, Trump will listen to these spaces and learn the law and become one who understands that he won't get remedy without the people. He can't do it by himself, right? There's no power that he has to save himself. He has to get the word out to the people, as our forefathers said. So let's keep reading. Excuse me. Let's keep reading Maxims of Law.
Yes, sir. And under such safeguards for the protection of individual rights as those maxims prescribe for the class of cases to which the one in question belongs.
Okay, so the maxims of law prescribe certain safeguards, but nobody told us about the maxims of law, and they were not put out in the case against Trump. So something is happening, guys, where these guys are attacking. They're not telling what the rules are of the attack. They're hiding the key of knowledge. They're taking it away. They're not showing everybody what the wrong is that they're doing. They're just doing as much as they can, and then they wait until later for you to find out if you do. And if you don't, it's on you. All right? So read more for me of the maxims of law.
Yes, sir. A course of legal proceedings according to those rules and principles which have been established in our system of
Have been
jurisprudence.
established in our system. It's long lasting, guys. It's from historical antiquity, immemorial, right? So when they go against Trump and they use a fairly new idea and then they call Trump, or they say he's committing fraud, but nobody ever proved fraud. There's no person who swears that he's defrauding them in the case. We're going to see some real issues with this case that we can break down easily. And before we're off today, you'll know how to destroy much. If the Lord wills, tomorrow we'll do another space and we're going to kill the rest. Let's keep going.
Jurisprudence for the enforcement and protection of private rights.
So, the enforcement and protection of private rights. Well, Trump has a private right to liberty. He has a private right to do business in his own field. He has the right to property, his money, it belongs to him. And there's protections. But why is it that nobody is telling us the maxims that deal with the protection of these private rights, his property, his trust that somebody allowed them to pierce? I don't know who. I wouldn't have done that junk. But let's go deeper.
To give such to give such proceedings any validity,
Whoa,
there
whoa, whoa,
must
whoa,
be
whoa, 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 whoa. What did you just say?
to
Sir,
give
hold on.
such proceedings
Whoa,
any
whoa.
validity
Are you saying that there could be proceedings that have no validity?
by what's written here, yes.
Oh my gosh. So if we don't know what the maxims of law are, if we don't know what due process of law is, because nobody tells us, they just say the words due process of law like it's some cute phrase of art or something. The real idea of due process of law, guys, shows if a proceeding is a kangaroo court or not. Trump says he has a kangaroo court, but Trump ain't explaining how a kangaroo court works so that the people can step in and take action. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when you have a kangaroo court. Y'all gonna see it for yourself. See, this is what makes you powerful. This is what makes you win cases like Jaron did, right? Knock down bad school boards, stop people from taking your houses and cars and money and kids and dogs and all this stuff, right? Every proceeding that does not have the hallmarks and the safeguards of due process of law through the maxims is a hoax. Now, can I just ask you guys to give me a thumbs up? And I know I'm building this up kind of slow, but I need you guys to understand and know every part, because I'm not doing you any favors if you cannot know what the truth is. The Bible talks about his disciples, God's disciples, knowing the truth, and the truth shall make you free. But first it says, ye shall know the truth. So I have to show you the truth in writing so you know it. I'm not trying to leave you to figure out if something is possibly wrong later. I'm not trying to leave you to guessing. I'm not trying to leave you to happenstance and all that stuff. I'm showing you in detail with the understandable psychology to put these things together because you have seen it written. So therefore, nobody can ever beat you. This is from Black's Law 5th edition, Due Process of Law. Keep going, Joshua, please.
Yes, sir. To give such proceedings any validity, there must be a tribunal competent by its constitution, that is, by the law of its creation, to pass upon the subject matter of the suit, and if that involves merely a determination of the personal liability of the defendant, he must be brought within its jurisdiction by the service of process within the state or his voluntary appearance. Penny v. Neff, 95 U.S. 733, 24 LED 565. Due process of law implies the right of the person affected thereby to be present before the tribunal which pronounces judgment upon the question of life, liberty, or property.
Okay, so they're making decisions on Trump property, his liberty. They're trying to stop him from doing business. Now, what I want to do, guys, I want to understand if I can show this in the law. Can somebody pull up New York Constitution Bill of Rights? New York Constitution Bill of Rights, please take a snapshot of it and share it in the purple pill. Is there anybody who could go to ballotpedia.com and grab New York Constitution Bill of Rights? We just got to hear the first section of section 1. First part. Is there anybody who can go for us? We're going into a deep dive of the law, guys, so we can see what is what.
I'm looking up right now.
Perfect.
I got it pulled up.
Go ahead, Clint.
Okay. Section
Go ahead,
Section
Chris.
1.
Yes.
Article 1, Section 1, New York Constitution. Rights, privileges, and franchise secured. Power of legislature to dispense with primary elections in certain cases. No member of this state shall be disenfranchised or deprived of any of the rights or privileges secured to any citizen thereof, unless by law of the land.
Woo!
Woo!
By
That
what?
was a good one. Law of the land.
Law of the land. Law of the land. Anybody know what law of the land means?
Wouldn't that be the common law?
That definitely is the common law. That definitely is the common law. Let's keep reading. We'll pull up that definition in a little bit.
Okay. Law of the land, comma, or the judgment of his or her peers, comma, except that the legislature...
that we're good with that. We don't need the rest of it.
Okay.
Okay, can we go to let's go to I think it's number 12, searches and seizures. Might not be number 12, but you can see it. I can't see it right now.
Yeah, it's 12 in New York.
Tell me what that says.
Okay, New York Constitution, Article 1, Section 12. Security against unreasonable searches.
Security against unreasonable searches or
seizures and interceptions.
They're using a statute. When they're doing a search and seizure or subpoenas of Trump's business information and all that, based on a statute, right? The legislature is writing a statute, guys, that says they could just go into your information, find out, subpoena you and find out what's going on in your business, even though you didn't do anything wrong to anybody. You don't have people coming swearing by affidavit that you did something wrong, oath or affirmation with probable cause, and yet the government themselves are digging into your stuff, right? Now, guys, I'm going to help you understand something, because there's attorneys running around the nation who allow bad actors in government to get away with doing foolish things and are not telling you that what they're doing is wrong. Now, understand, and I'm going to make this claim and then I'll prove it. Governments, guys, are just trust, right? Trust. And what happens is that the trustees swear when they get elected that there's certain things they won't do, like take away your life, liberty, or property without due process of law or a jury of your peers, right? You got to be tried under the common law. Now, people go say, oh, no, that's not true. We could try you under whatever we want to. Not so much. Let's see if government already swore that they would not bypass due process based on the Constitution of the state. What does what does the number 12 say, sir?
All right. Article 1, Section 12, New York Constitution. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated.
Okay. So, you shall not violate going into the people's private stuff, including Trump's private trust. You won't do that unless you have something. What is it? What is that you must have?
Here's where it gets fun. And no warrants
Uh-oh.
shall issue
Uh-huh.
but upon probable cause, supported by, there's a comma, but it's real close, supported by oath or affirmation, and that's a big one.
Okay,
And
so quick question. Quick question. So who was the person that swore by oath or affirmation that Trump hurt them? Y'all realize Trump's attorney said we didn't have anything where anybody, who's the injured party? See, you can say who's the injured party, but that's not giving the people enough information to help the people understand what's really wrong here. In other words, there's no man or woman who swore by oath or affirmation to activate the government's power to gain jurisdiction over somebody. In other words, they did a case by statute without jurisdiction. So some people will say, okay, now all these things are things that will kill Trump's case easy. I would have fun slam dunking Trump's cases, right? So let's look and see if I'm telling the truth. All right, we're going to make it simple. We're going to make it simple and easy, okay? Super simple and easy. So this just said they have to have oath or affirmation. Well, if there's no oath or affirmation, who's swearing? So then the government says we got the ability to go after Trump based on a statute. Can anybody see that constitutional rights definition that I posted? Can anybody see the constitutional right definition? See, this is from Black's Law 5th edition. I'm going to show you guys some fundamental law knowledge and wisdom that will make you the best in America. I'm not playing with this law stuff, guys. I'm going deep and showing you fundamental stuff that nobody else will show you. And this will make you different, which will allow you to stand up and stop the foolishness that's happening to Trump and everybody else. See, until we get Trump to start talking to the people, we can't really depend on him to make the changes that we need to make. But he definitely can depend on us to make the changes that he needs. And then if we do what's right for him and for the people, guys, everybody's going to learn. And then he's going to learn that he has to protect the people. So when he comes back into office, he's going to have a whole new level of knowledge by God to help the people, because Trump gets to see the people stand and use the law. He gets to see the effect of what happens when people humble themselves and go through the pain and suffering of learning the law. Clint, I sent you constitutional right, dear sir.
I got it.
Can you put it in the purple pill? And then can you tell me, dear sir, what that definition says? Now, for those of you who are watching, we are in a high-level study of real law, guys, that they hide from us. We're going to take you to the next level. I promise. I guarantee you there is nobody in America who's going to show you this stuff all together in one place. And one time, if they could, it would have happened already. And this is the problem why we're suffering. So I'm trying to take you from the level you are at right now. I got to teach as if I'm teaching a third grader, because some people aren't at this level, some people are, but I want everybody to know, because you are the ones who are going to change America, right? Let's keep going. What does constitutional right say?
Constitutional right. A right guaranteed.
Whoa. Biden said that our rights aren't absolute. Now, they're telling us that they're going after Trump based on a statute, right? Right?
Yep.
Right.
So which one is the highest, the state constitution or the statute?
The Constitution.
So if the constitutions are highest and the Constitution have them swearing in order to get a job, right? Because when they get elected, they say, we swear that we'll never go against the Bill of Rights. Well, the Bill of Rights say you can't touch my life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Due process of law deals with the maxims of law. The maxims of law say that you can't do what you're doing. That's the fundamental principles of law. So there's no way in the world that you could be going against me using exactly what the law and the maxims say you can't do. So if the legislature should write a dumb statute that lets you bypass what you swore to in the state constitution, which one is the highest?
The Constitution.
Amen. So if they're dumb enough to tell us that they took Trump's stuff because of a statute, we got a problem. That's not going to fly, right? So let's see what we got. Excuse me. Please read that for me, sir.
It's a right guaranteed to the citizens by the Constitution, and so guaranteed as to prevent legislative interference therewith.
Whoa. Hold on now. Are you telling me that the legislature, once they swear to protect the constitutional rights of the people, that they can't make a statute that lets them bypass it?
No, they swore to the statute. I remember them saying that when they swear, they raise their hand and say, I swear to the statute of New York.
Woo! So how the heck is it saying they can't take your life, liberty, or property without due process of law and judgment of your peers, which means the common law? How could they say that they're going to do that and swear to that, but then some dumb judge and some dumb lady named Letitia are attacking Trump using a statute?
Maybe nobody told them the fundamental principles, Dave.
Oh, shucks. That would get heavy if all of us knew the fundamental principles. Trump knew the fundamental principles, and they failed to use them, right?
It'd make things go a little quicker.
Hey, the fundamental law, right? The fundamental law is what's necessary to have a legitimate proceeding. Well, any proceeding that's illegitimate and doesn't follow the form of law is nullified and void on its face, right? That's what the maxims say.
It actually said something about that in due process, didn't it?
I think so. So Trump's cases could be void judgments already? Because if the attorneys didn't use the word maxim in the case and they didn't show anything about a single maxim there, Dave Jose could break that joke real easy just by getting Trump to do an affidavit that says that they didn't use any of the settled maxims. And since the settled maxims are already proved and they don't need to be proved, then Trump would win on his face.
So you wouldn't need an entire stack of forms to prove your case then, Dave? How many pieces of paper do you think you could do this in?
Probably one. Like Jaron killed that 3-year federal case. In Texas, he killed it in with 1 point less than 5, 1.5 pages.
Maybe?
Yeah,
1.3 pages.
1 and the third page, he killed the whole case. The guy was paying tons of money to attorneys. Case was over with. A whole federal case. The government wanted $2.5 million. The government had to pound sand and kick rocks. Real life stuff, right? Famous rock star brought the case to Jaron from, I think, a dude in Bards FM or something like that. So I'm just saying, we have wins in cases like this. You know, they want to hit Trump for $354 million. Now, I do like the number 354. I'm not going to lie. That is a cool number. I'll tell y'all why. There's a such thing of a 354 cubic inch Hemi. Yeah, I like Hemis. But when it comes to taking Trump's money, 354 million, I'm not cool with that. Now,
and didn't he have to pay to have all that money taken from him?
Yeah, I think he paid attorneys for it too. But I don't know if the attorneys I don't know if they use the settled maxims of law though, because I don't know if they know it. But he still get to lose 354 million though. And then I saw where 2 of his sons, I think, got to pay money too. I don't think that's cool either. I'm not happy with that because here's the deal: they used the statute to go against him, right?
Yep.
If they use a statute to go against him, but the legislature is barred from writing statutes that go against the fundamental law, right? They can't go against your constitutional rights by making... This is what we got Neil Gorsuch to say when we dropped notice and we told him, we told the Supreme Court, that they're using tribunals that are legislative and not actual courts of record, or they're bypassing constitutionally mandated due process. And Gorsuch came out and told, these guys don't understand that we've already done the work to put them in prison for life. They don't know. And it's cute. It's cute. They think they're winning and destroying, and they have no idea The Supreme Court is crushing everything, and they don't realize we've done the work to move the Supreme Court by instructing them not doing cases. You don't have to do a case to tell the Supreme Court what the law is. You just give them instruction. That way you don't need a case, right? And then they will find cases to say the truth, period. Like Gorsuch did on November 7, 2022, when he said that the courts have been ripping the people off and putting their fingers on the scale of justice, and they've had impartial judges. Now, guys, I'm going to ask you guys real quick. If I might know, can somebody tell me who the Attorney General is who went after Trump for his business, please? Someone.
Letitia
And
James.
what is her position?
The District Attorney General of New York.
Attorney General of what?
New
Oh,
York.
Attorney General of New York. And who benefits from the money they take from Trump? The statute they use allow who to get the money?
The state, right?
Oh, shucks. What did you say? Who said that?
That was
That was
That was Joshua? Hold on. So you're telling me the person who is going after Trump is the state, and the person who benefits from the money is the state?
seems like a
Shouldn't be
conflict of
split.
interest.
Holy, I'm about to start singing some old Negro spirituals.
Should we get into that, or should we explain to everybody what fundamental principles are first, or should we go to
Oh
that?
no, we gonna get into that real quick. We gonna start some real smoke. I'm about to talk some junk, y'all.
All right.
Wait, if y'all share the space, I'll talk some junk. If y'all don't share the space, I ain't talking no more.
I feel bad for the current governor.
Look, I didn't. I have a little cold, and I'm coming out here to whoop anus and show y'all how to. If y'all really love Trump, y'all will want to share the space, because the people who hear this will stand with you. And if y'all want me to, I'll make a notice to go after them, and I'll do the stuff that's necessary to set up the attorneys, the judges, everybody in the case to go to jail. If y'all want me to, right? I'm having fun now. This is what I made for, right? This is what I made for, to have a party. And I'm trying to teach y'all how to have a party with me, right? So, guys, in other words, the tribunal bringing the case is a worker for the state. The one who benefits off the deal is the state. Now, did the state work for any of Trump's money?
No, sir.
And Trump has a right to property. His business is his property. His money is his property. His choice to work in New York is his liberty. Now, they said they won't take liberty without a trial by jury under the maxims of law, which demands a court of record. Now, I'm about to show y'all $1 million worth of hot stuff right now. Literally, this is $1 million worth of hot stuff. This is going to make them pay y'all so much money for what they've stole from you guys. Is unbelievable. So, guys, I'm going to show y'all what happened with President Trump's attorneys, as well as the attorneys that's going against Trump, as well as the government officials. So, the person, excuse me, the person who benefits off of taking Trump's money is the state. The person who brought the case is the state. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Now, the crazy thing is that the state is actually a group of trustees. The government officials are a group of trustees that work on behalf of Trump to benefit him. I do not see the benefit of them taking $354 million from this guy. I do not see that as beneficial at all.
So hang on. So you're saying that because they all swore to the constitutions that they cannot take anything from you without a court of record, and not only that, because they're working for you as your agent and trustee, everything they do has to benefit you. So they can't swear against you, right?
They can't swear against you. So how are they making a record to go against Trump and asking for his documents to prosecute him as his servant?
So did the suit say the people of New York? I'm confused. Did the
So
people of New York want to?
if the suit says the people, the government officials are prosecuting in our name. But the government officials are our trustees. You can't be a trustee for me and attack me at the same time, especially when you have no wrongs, nobody swearing under penalty of perjury outside of you to give you jurisdiction.
Okay, slow down. This is really big here. So you're saying that the state of New York, which is just a body of people, it's a political association created by us to benefit us,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that no suit can be brought against you as one of the people if the uh, plaintiff is the state of New York.
Well, let me just make it easy for you. The government officials, when they handle the people's business lawfully, are said to be immune from prosecution, right?
I've heard that.
Okay, so if all power is granted from the people and you get immunity when you're handling the people's business lawfully, wouldn't that mean that the people who granted you the power to have immunity when handling their business would also have immunity as well when they're handling their business?
Wow. It's because they had to
See,
get that power from somewhere, right?
yeah. See, they swear they got. So here's going to be the issue. They're either going to say they got immunity from us and we can't prosecute them, so we don't bury them with law and crush them and take their stuff, or they're going to say they're going to say they stole it from us and they got it, or they're going to say we gave it to them, which means we have it. So which one is it going to be, attorneys? Do you have immunity that you got from the people with the power to give it to you, and that means they have it? Or do you not have immunity and you just, or did we not give you immunity and you just stole it, which means you don't have it? Which one do you want it to be?
Ooh, that's a bad question. That's really
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. See, a government official is only an agent or substitute of the people. They can only have immunity or powers because we grant it to them.
You mean that
Any power,
document they swore to, and they swore
yeah,
to that?
yeah. So any power that they say they got that we never granted to them is stolen, and it's a usurpation of power and unlawful. So they need to answer, do you have the power from us, which means we have it? Like when police drive down the street and they got guns, they can drive down the street with guns because we have the power to drive down the street with guns. But they don't like to tell us that. They want us to believe they just got power from some statute. Statute is made in pursuance, that means following, right? In pursuance of the Constitution, right? So this is what we got to understand. They're lying to us. And we gonna give them some act right. Like the old school people used to say, right? We gonna have a party because they're not ready for this. None of them. And this is why big names and a lot of the attorneys don't want me speaking because I'll show them in their own law books that they've been lying to the people. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it to the higher level because I told y'all they have to take stuff from us in a court of record. And I asked the question, could it be possible that the government officials are doing us wrong? Is it possible the government officials are doing Trump wrong? Now, if I say that or make that claim, I should be able to show it. So, can somebody pull up a picture of Black's Law fourth definition of court of record and then Black's Law fifth or sixth, and can you post that in the purple pill? Now, let me ask you guys, is this making sense to you guys as of yet?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Give me 1 second so I can cough. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Please forgive me. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at Black's Law 4th edition and Black's Law 5th or 6th. If you guys want to post that in the purple pill, that would be amazing. I'm going to show you guys the okey doke they've been running on people. I'm going to show you guys how President Trump is getting ran over. I'm going to show you guys how if there is any attorney who knows this, they should have shown it already. They should have shown it already. But if they're not showing it, then it has to be for a reason. So we need to understand this. Celestial, you want to read that for me? I see you posted it.
Sure, you can hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it says courts of record and courts not of record, the former being those whose acts and judicial proceedings are enrolled or recorded for perpetual memory and
Okay. Perpetual memory and testimonial. I mean testimony, sorry. So the courts of record has their acts enrolled for perpetual memory and testimony. What else?
and which have power to fine or imprison for contempt.
That's two things. Give me something else. What else?
Error lies to their judgments,
Uh-huh.
and they generally possess a seal.
That's three.
Courts not of record are those of inferior dignity, which have no power to fine or imprison, and in which the proceedings are not enrolled or recorded.
Okay, give me another one.
So, a court of record is a judicial tribunal
Judicial tribunal. That's four. So it has to be a judicial tribunal. What? What else?
having attributes and exercising functions independently of the person of the magistrate designated generally to hold it.
Okay. So the magistrate and the tribunal must be different. What else?
Nice and separate. And proceedings according to the course of the common law.
Law. Woo. Okay. Now that's five things, right? That's five things in Black's Law 4th edition, guys. So in Black's Law 4th edition, it says that the courts of record must move according to the common law. Now, if you ask any attorney today what's a court of record, they're going to say a court that keeps the record, and they're going to say one that has the right to fine and imprison for contempt, if they know that one. So they're going to tell you one or two things. Now, why does that happen without any difference between the people? When they quote what court of record is out of their mind, they don't have five things like we just read. They got one or two. So is there anybody else who has Black's Law 5th or 6th?
I have that too. Let me see, Black Law. Fifth.
Can you put it in the purple pill and can you read to us what Black's Law 5th or 6th says? Now, everybody, can you tell me if this is starting to shock you or make sense to you? I'm presenting to you right now that the lawyers changed the definitions of the word court of record. They took court of record where it had protections of five things and dropped it down to two or one.
So,
Well,
hey Dave, so if they just change the definition of one of the founding principles in law that are listed in our constitutions, wouldn't they, by just changing the definition of the word, change our entire constitution?
Well, think about it. Here's how they get you. They're okay with you knowing the United States Constitution because the United States Constitution doesn't have most of your rights. So as long as you don't know where the place is where your highest amount of rights are, you're less likely to defend yourself well. So they know that the state constitution has most of your rights. So this is why in no school, no college do they teach the state constitution in detail. Because the state constitution breaks down so many different things and so many inherent rights across the country that it would shut down their ability to steal from the people. See, what they've done is they've taken something called a court of record, which means that the tribunal must be independent of the magistrate. And then they get the magistrate to work off of statutes and codes, which are a different set of due process than the required mandatory constitutional due process that must be bound on the dang maxims and the common law. So then in the definition of court of record, they hide that they got to go by the common law. Somebody read 5 or 6 for me so we can see if I'm telling the truth.
okay, I'll love to do it. Okay, so court of record, a court that is required to keep a record of its proceedings and
That's one.
that may fine or imprison, and that's it. And may fine it. Such record
That's
imports
two.
verity and cannot be collaterally impeached.
Okay, so that's
And
two.
that's it. That's
so
it.
so where's the common law talk at?
I'm curious as to why it is selectively chosen to be removed when that is exactly what protects the people.
See, Trump is going around saying he's not being treated fairly. Trump don't know why. And we should be ashamed of our dang selves because we got people parading around the country talking about we're Trump, MAGA, this and that, and we're endorsed by Trump. We love Trump. Trump is the man. Trump this, Trump that, Trump country, and everything else. But we don't take the time out to slow down and look at what is killing Trump. We got big names around the country that heard, no, they went around on their campaigns telling people about how we save businesses, hundreds of them using this same law, how we got the only full forensic audit in American history using the same law, how we shut down school boards who attacking people, how we went after OSHA, how we saved people's businesses, saved people from getting shots. But when it's time for the people to know or Trump to know, they would never tell. Now, guys, somebody explain to me how in the world you could have two different definitions for court of record and one of them takes out the common law and that the judge has to be independent of the magistrate. I need somebody to grab the Black's Law definition for me of common law action. And I want y'all to see they went after Trump with a statute, right? If you have to use the common law to take something from somebody in a court of record, we need to understand what is really going down, what is really happening. Can someone please open up Black's Law 5th? The definition I'm looking for, please forgive me, I'm getting my sweat on now, guys. My body is healing really fast. Praise God, right? Thank you, Yeshaya Herbals, if you're out there. I need somebody to show me the definition for, not court of record, please forgive me. The
common law action.
There you go. Now, we're going to do common law action from Black's Law 5th edition. Now, I just showed you that the attorneys have taken away the key of knowledge. Now, Luke 11:52 in the Bible, Jesus himself says, "Woe unto you lawyers, for you have taken away the key of knowledge." Guys, when you look at Black's Law definitions, the key of knowledge is in the definitions. In Black's Law 5th, it tells you that the court must move by the common law, generally has a seal. The magistrate must be independent of the tribunal, right? They can fine and imprison for contempt, and it keeps a perpetual or immemorial record of the proceedings, right? This is what you must have to take something from somebody. So what I need to understand is this statutory law that they use to go after Trump the common law? Is a statutory action where you use statute to go after Trump common law? Anybody want to guess? What does it say, Clint? Do you have it? Clint, you got to unmute. I'm sure you're having a really good conversation. Clint, can you unmute? Can everybody hear me? Celestial, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
You want to read it for me, Celestial? I think Clint is out.
No,
Okay, so now
I'm in. Sorry, I got the picture. Did anybody else get the picture up? I got stuck on my phone there.
All right, you got the pictures, Clint?
Yep. I'm going to post it. If Celestial wants to read it, I can post it.
Okay. Can I have a tea? I'm struggling. Woo.
let's see. See, you can read it because I don't know where you're posting it.
Clint, she can't find it. Can you read it first, Clint?
I'll read it. It's really short. Common law action, Black's Law 5th.
Common law action. Now, if you want to take something from somebody, you should be using common law. So your action should be based on the common law, right? But did the attorneys do us a favor by hiding the definition of common law so that they could attack the people in cases not using common law? See, if they write a whole bunch of statutes to go against the people, they can make a lot of money. The way that they can make a lot of money is by doing cases with the people believing that the due process that they give is based on real due process. But the problem is that we're reading due process of law and we're finding that due process of law is based on the maxims of law that are settled already. And it could possibly be that government actors are stealing from us and 354 million from President Trump right now. It could be that they have to give it back. It could be that they have to give all of our stuff back. It could be that they get to go to prison if the people know and understand the truth. So why would they change the definition of the fundamental law, and why would they attack us or Trump with some garbage in statute that's not law? So if we're using the common law, tell me what a common law action is, Clint.
All right. Common law action, Black's Law Fifth. This is so bad. In a good way, it's bad. It's really short, but it's going to put things together for everybody. It's action governed by common law rather than
Uh-oh.
statutory, equitable, or civil law.
Uh-oh.
That's it. That's the definition.
So if you're using statutory law, you're not using common law?
It's not the same.
Oh, shucks. So when these attorneys run around talking about the body of statute that comes together to make case law, makes up common law. No, stop. The fundamental maxims of law says that you can't bring into common law, right, precedents. I'm sorry, you can't bring things derogatory to the common law into precedents. See, they make up some recent cases, guys, and some recent statutes where they try to attack you. But our forefathers said, no. We're going to base it on the maxims that are already settled. And we're going to make sure that the judges always side with the judicial maxims, period. Now, you don't have to believe me because I'm just a nobody online, right? But I'll dang sure show it to you, and I'll challenge any attorney across the nation to come bring that heat and bring that smoke and say that I'm lying. And I'm going to tell you they're not going to do it. They might message you privately behind the scenes and say, don't trust that dude, but they're definitely not going to come live and get that action in. We should tell you something, right? Nobody can explain away why the freak definitions are disappearing. Jesus himself says, woe unto you lawyers, you have taken away the key of knowledge. Those who were entering in, you hinder. In other words, when somebody is trying to find the way using the real law, the attorney's got a bad problem. Excuse me, guys. They got a bad problem. That bad problem is they try to interfere to stop you from knowing. That's what Jesus said they were going to do.
They get really loud and they try to talk over you really fast. They try to shut you up from speaking.
Yeah, but they can't show anything in law that says what they say. Now,
but they're loud, so it makes them right.
Yeah, they try. So let's go deeper. So if you're doing a statutory action, is not common law. So how are they using a statute to take Trump's money? And what are the attorneys saying about it? If the money and business belongs to Trump, the government officials swear that they are servants and trustees of Trump. How the freak are they taking this dude's cash? Anybody? And did they tell you they were giving you a profit sharing check when they take Trump's money since the state belongs to the people? Are they giving it to y'all?
Yeah, we're supposed to benefit from that, right?
Yeah, And do they not know themselves because they're supposed to be learned in the law? So they're lawyers learned in the law, but they don't seem to know these things.
Well, if the fundamental law is based on the maxims and you don't know it, how the heck are you a lawyer? Let's pull up Black's Law 5th edition definition of lawyer. And somebody else, please open up the preface, page 5 and 6 of Charles A. Weissman's work, a collection of maxims. It got like 1,600 maxims in there.
I got the preface ready.
Okay, so preface is ready. Somebody else open up Black's Law 5th definition of lawyer. Lawyer.
Okay, I think you posted that one in the in this location Telegram. I have it.
Okay, what does that one say?
Okay, so lawyer, a person learned in the law.
A person learned in law. How the heck do you ask lawyers, hey, what does the state constitution say about that? They say, I don't know. I'm not a constitutional lawyer. If the Constitution is the foundational law, how are you a lawyer if you don't know it? What the
And then
frick
they
are you?
push,
What the
yeah.
frick are you learned in?
And don't they push everybody out of the way so that they're the only ones dealing in law?
Yeah. Let's hear some more. Person learning the law. What else?
Okay, so as an attorney, counsel, or solicitor, a person licensed to practice law. They're practicing, so they're not really ready yet.
Well, here's what's funny. If a lawyer is someone learning the law and you don't know the fundamental law, either somebody ripped you off or you're ripping people off. So which one is it? If you don't know the settled maxims of law, there's not one of them put in Trump case or the case going against Trump on his behalf or against him, everybody freaking cheating. Let's just be real. It said that due process of law is based on the settled maxims, but nobody in Trump's side or the other side put in maxims, but everybody get to charge people. They're making money off of the people, and Trump's attorneys are going to make money off of Trump, but nobody said anything about the settled maxims. Now, it might be.
Hey, Dave, do we know where that money is going?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows exactly what they do. It could go to some illegals for all we know. Because we're not holding them accountable and we're not seeing everything that they do, which we have the right to do. Who knows? But let me ask you guys. I mean, I could be lying, right? I could be making all this stuff up except for the stuff I showed you in the dictionary, in the law books. But what if Trump is getting robbed and everybody else is getting robbed? And the reason we're all getting robbed is because they've hid the maxims of the law from us, which are the foundational principles, the fundamental law that every government official swears that we can teach them. But what good is if they swear we can teach them if nobody ever teaches us? So then therefore we can't teach them. Y'all catching this? So what I want to do is I want to read to you guys from the preface of the book called A Collection of Maxims by Charles A. Weisman. And I want you to hear in page 5 and 6 what your forefathers, some of the most brilliant men ever, when it came to creating nations and when it came to how the foundation of our nations work, and that's forefathers of law and forefathers in America. I want you to see what they thought about maxims and fundamental law, which are the same. Clint, you got it for us?
Ready to go.
Let's read it, please. And
Okay.
wait. Everybody, please share this space. And if you are enjoying this space, if you are learning, because I don't like to come bringing you spaces about the news, right? There's a lot of spaces that just tell you, oh, they want to sell us to the WF. Oh, they want to sell us to the WHO. Oh my gosh, the Chinese are here. Oh my gosh, people are coming across the border. Oh my gosh, this and that and this and that. I don't want to come here to give you stuff that everybody could just see on something shady like Fox. I don't want to talk about everything that's wrong. I want to teach you that which is right. And I believe that is fair when we come before each other. So let me know if the space is making sense. If you're learning something. If it sucks and it's boring, just tell me and I'll jump off and I'll go work on a car or something. But if it's helpful to you and you understand, please give a thumbs up and please share the space.
I've shared it to all 5 of my followers. So.
Perfect. That's good. You never know what happens when you give something to a few people. Jesus gave stuff to 12 and it went around the world. See, we don't need everybody to roll with us. We just need who God got for us. All right, so let's go. Please read for me, dear sir.
Okay, Maxims of Law by Charles A. Weisman. Preface, page 5. In law, as with any science, there exists certain fundamental principles.
Okay, there exist certain fundamental principles. Now, for everybody here who's new, can you tell me at what time any lawyer, any school teacher, any preacher in your church, anybody showed you the settled maxims of law or the foundational principles of law? Can anybody tell me they shown that to you?
Never seen it before until a few weeks ago when I started getting your classes.
All right, let's keep reading then. What else does it say?
Fundamental principles which form its basis and to which reference must be frequently made in its application.
Okay, now if you look in your state constitutions, you're going to see where it says we have the guaranteed right to bring the government to a frequent recurrence to fundamental principles. So, in other words, we have a 100% guaranteed right to keep a free nation, and the only way, or state, and the only way to do that is to take government and show them the fundamental principles in law over and over. Now, if they never taught it to us once, how in the world are we going to keep teaching it?
And your state constitutions, more of them than not, will say in your bills of rights in your states, it'll say the fundamental principles must be frequently given to your servants and trustees in our government, and that's your right to do
in
so.
order to keep a free state.
In order to keep a free state, you
And
have to give them that.
And they swear to listen to you when they get hired. But we got people who are running for office right now who don't want to listen to the people tell fundamental principles. They want to be in power rather than be subject to the people's power. This is why Trump is in trouble, because nobody is teaching. Your forefathers said it again.
I got Section 22 of Wisconsin's Constitution. This is Bill of Rights, Section 22, and a lot of your states will say it just like this. But it's important for you to know that we're not just reading a sentence out of a book from a long, long time ago. That the constitutions, our state constitutions, even speak to the fundamental principles by kind of what we're going through here. So this is what it says. This is Section 22. The blessings of a free government can only be maintained by a firm adherence to justice, moderation, temperance, frugality, and virtue, and by a frequent recurrence to the fundamental principles.
So if you don't tell people frequently about the fundamental principles, you will lose your state. Trump is losing his dynasty because people don't talk about the fundamental principles. You have lost stuff in your life because people don't talk about the fundamental principles. You trying to build a house on land or trying to change stuff at your house and have to get a permit from your servant is because we didn't talk about the fundamental principles. Police officers hiding in the shadows to give you a ticket without anybody being harmed is because you don't know your fundamental rights. Them taking your kids, your houses, your dogs, your grandma, because you don't know the fundamental rights and law that they have not shown you. Keep reading fundamental law for me, please. I mean, the Maxims book for me, please, Clint.
Okay. Second sentence. These fundamental principles in law are referred to as maxims of law. Sir William Blackstone says they are, quote, somewhat like axioms in geometry. Certain maxims of law have prevailed throughout recorded history. They can be found in the Old English Common Law, in ancient Roman law, and can be found in the Bible as well. These maxims of law are so manifestly founded on reason, necessity, and divine precepts that they have been universally accepted as being true rules and principles of law.
Universally accepted, guys. So there's universally accepted law that the attorneys in Trump cases ain't using and the attorneys attacking Trump ain't using. How does this make sense? Keep going, sir.
Well, I about fell out the first time I read this of my chair. I about fell out of my chair because once you understand what this is, now you understand why nobody has ever been taught it. Okay, so they thus have become a part of the general customs and common law of the land of every civilized nation.
Holy moly. They changed the definition of common law, don't tell you about your state constitutions, and then the maxims of law that I talk about that attorneys hate me for and won't talk about, the maxims of law came the general customs and the law of the land and the common law. You know that word, they changed the definition of court of record to get rid of common law so you don't know the maxims and the foundational principles that they're bound by. That common law?
In describing the established maxims of law, Sir Edward Coke, a leading English authority on law, stated, quote, "A maxim is so called because its dignity is chiefest."
Chief is dignity. Why are you making arguments about dumb stuff and statute and all this dumb junk when you could quickly hit them with a maxim and break their whole life? Why are we fighting partially? Why rather than just, talking junk, why not just throw elbows and knees and hard kicks? Why do we go to a karate fight without bringing some Muay Thai with some damaging blows? Why are we out here just jousting with some pads on when we could be breaking people off with the real law? See, attorneys are coming to court and making these sophisticated, dumb arguments, as we just saw, and I'm not trying to be mean to them. It's the way they've been taught. But they think they're smarter than everybody else, so they give people who are normal people, you start talking about the law, and they say stuff like, well, who are you to say something? Are you a lawyer? Dude, was there a bar association member that wrote the first state constitutions and the federal, dear sir? Well, yeah, you didn't exist yet, so shut the freak up, dude. And the first person who became a licensed bar association attorney, the guy before you who taught your anus, was he licensed?
Yeah, so that's like okay. So they try to keep a lid on the practice of law. So could you imagine this for a second? Everybody here has probably bought a car once or twice in their life. Could you imagine a car dealer or somebody who sells cars? I can say this because I used to. Saying to you every time you try to buy or sell a car, they yell at you and say, "You can't buy a car. You can't sell a car. You ain't licensed." Could you imagine that? They have the entire industry under their thumb because they've been around so long, and in every facet of every industry that they say that and everybody believes them. It's sad.
It's jacked up. If you know me, it starts to break that paradigm because I just
If I may, Dave, if I may, I heard about a 30-minute space that you did with some lawyers. And let me tell you, the amount of times they asked you, "Are you a lawyer?" Like they were alluding to the fact that you don't have any right to speak about this stuff because you're not a bar
yeah, that's
attorney.
their thing. They try to
And
appeal to
they
authority.
they hated
Yeah,
you,
they
man.
try to appeal to authority, but when it comes to bringing the law and the facts, they can't touch me. And I have fun with it. I'm like, they offer me to go on Mario Spaces. That's the biggest spaces on Twitter. 10,000 people sometimes will be on there at one time. And the last Twitter space, I think it was 800,000 people at one, 750,000 at another. And they tell me after I got done tearing up the attorneys on one, they're like, dude, Mario said you could come to any space you want to. But I'm not out here for clout. I'm not out here to just look cool. I have fun bashing them with the real law because they think they know and they're cocky. If they were nice people, there's attorneys I know that are nice that will talk to you and not look at you like you're less than. I love those people because they're real, right? But these attorneys that think they're the bomb and you can't know the law because you're one of the people, I start hitting them with some real questions that destroy the whole narrative. And I'll ask them questions like, hey, so who wrote the constitutions? And they'll say, delegates. And I'm like, really? Who wrote constitutions, bro? Who does it say in the preamble? And they don't want to say. They don't want to say we the people, right? I said, does it say we the attorneys? No? Okay, sit your anus down.
It says we
Right?
the delegates. We the delegates.
Yeah, they want to say anything but the people. We the dog catchers, right? You don't want to admit we the people run this thing, right? And that's where they get messed up is that you ain't gonna hide the key of knowledge no more. You ain't taking it away. We gonna bring it right in your face. We gonna do exactly what Jesus said. We gonna prove all things. Hold fast to that which is good. We gonna make you stand on your stuff. And this is why I get people who hate me as attorneys, right? They'll go behind the scenes, person to person, and talk junk about me to government officials, but they will not come live and face me ever because they know what's up. They know. And I've even seen them say it before. We're not going to go live with Dave because we'll up his platform. Yeah, you got thousands of people following you and you're lying. And the very moment you come live with me, I'm going to break you in front of everybody. And you know it. And I'm going to use your own books to do it. And you never know which way I'm going to go. If y'all hear me talking to attorneys, they say, I don't like that you're holding me down. You're tying me down. Oh, really? It's uncomfortable? So I'm using words from the law and your anus can't handle it? Now you feel like you in a straitjacket? Yeah, I wrapped your anus up because you out here faking. You playing like you know law, right? Or they'll say, well, where are you taking me? Where are we going with this? Oh, shucks. So you're saying you don't know the law well? You don't know where I'm heading and it's uncomfortable?
I
Right?
don't like to be led. I don't like to be led.
Yeah.
Where are
Yeah.
you leading
Because,
me?
hey, write a brief for me and wait a couple of months so I can study this.
You're
No.
entrapping me.
Yeah, bring what you know today. Don't talk. I don't want to hear nothing about tomorrow and next week. Bring your anus live today and let's get this action in. If you that bad, right? And this is why the attorneys don't want to come in most cases. But let's get deep. So let's go back to this page 5 and 6 of the preface so we can feed the people. I'm gonna give y'all a full course meal today: steak and potatoes, some cheddar garlic potatoes, that good stuff, right? I'm gonna give y'all some of that good like wagyu beef, I think it's called, whatever it's called. It tastes good, right? We gonna give that to y'all today. Go ahead, Clint.
All right. A maxim is so called because its dignity is chiefest and its authority is most certain, and because it is universally approved by all. Perhaps the most renowned work on law is Coke's Four Institutes, in which Coke supported his legal dissertations with maxims of law. In 1814, Thomas Jefferson, who's that guy, wrote to Dr. Thomas Cooper regarding law in Coke's Institutes, stating, quote, this work is executed with so much learning and judgment that I do not recollect a single position in it has ever been judicially denied.
Wait. If people go into judicial cases and they're trying to deal with protecting Trump and they don't use the stuff that Thomas Jefferson said has never been judicially denied, what are they doing?
Billable hours for 500, Alec.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a lot of money by just swinging people along with statutes and arguing those back and forth. But Thomas Jefferson said, I don't know of any case where it ever got judicially denied. Not once. So y'all tell me, which one would you rather use? The maxims and the stuff that's never been judicially denied? Or you want to keep arguing over some dumb statute?
I don't know. There's probably about 20 people in this space that could probably handle all of Trump's legal woes pretty quickly. But
I mean, come on now.
I would
Okay.
rather win, so I will use what wins.
Yeah, I like to win and win fast. I like to cut hard, deep, and quick. Right? People out here playing patty cake with the enemy.
we don't want to sit here and like bloviate over what the definition of what is. We don't want to do that, do we?
Yeah, let's all fight over the statute. You get on one side, I get on the other side, and let's talk about how we did right or wrong by the statute, which is the least most powerful. Man, if you don't get the freak out of here, I'm coming to make war. I'm coming to drop elbows like a ludicrous song. It's going to get heavy. I'm not coming to play. I'm not coming to have a discussion, and I'm not talking to no attorney about how much money we got in the bank and how long we can stretch this out. I'm coming to make war. Now,
with just a few pieces of paper too, right?
Yeah. See, if you bring one maxim to court and a dummy don't bring a maxim to court against you, their anus lose if yours fit the case. Period. Now, you ain't got to believe me. I'm going to let you see it for yourself. But how the freak does nobody bring a maxim? I'm reading to y'all from the book. I'm letting you hear your forefathers speak. They say the junk y'all doing, or the junk these attorneys are doing, is garbage. Garbage. And then people will have the nerve to try to block you so you can't get it to Trump, can't get it to other people. Why he lose 354 million? Ain't that about a mother? This is how I was able to get Carrie Lake standing in minutes. I wrote the document and gave it to her. She called me for a couple of minutes and she got immediate standing, but didn't take the time to learn the rest of the stuff to win the whole case. I sent her messages on how to win the whole case. Now, William Barr, who also seen the notices from Trump, William Barr comes to Arizona and does a case based on maladministration with a group called Right and Win using my stuff. Then somebody else just win using maladministration. It's the exact thing I told Carrie in 2022 that she didn't use. And I'm telling y'all, the book says you break these clowns with this heavy fire. But they're out here playing with Trump's money. Trump gets the... And now I'm gonna just stop and be real with y'all for a second because I got to do this. Y'all don't realize Trump is crying out right now? Y'all know that post where Trump says this ain't fair. I only got 400 million in cash. You know how pissed off that makes me? I only got 400 million. You know how easy it is to lose 450 million in cash? If they hit you for 354 and your attorneys hit you for some millions, your kids lose millions, so you probably got to pay some money to help them. Right? You can't do business in New York for 3 years. Or you got to wait for appeals, which costs you money. Y'all realize, even though I like Trump gym shoes, if somebody could give me those gold freaking Trump gym shoes, I will pay you the money if it's not $5,000 or $6,000. I do want those gold freaking gym shoes in a size 13. I fell in love with those things. But, guys, Trump is crying out right now. He's telling how he ain't got no money left. And see, it's sad for anybody who ever lost anything real in your life. You realize Trump is sad. He's broken. He's frustrated. See, if Trump was really in a position where he didn't care, he'd see what they did and be like, whatever. Right? Trump is trying to tell y'all. He's going out and making posts so y'all can see they did him wrong. He's doing posts because he's in pain. And the sad thing is, some of us can look and say, he's rich, he'll be all right. No, they're killing him. They're destroying him. And if Trump got to wait for 2 appeals or to go all the way up to the Supreme Court to try to fix this, how long y'all think this man got to live? Y'all don't realize this is sad. Trump probably never read this in his life. He don't know that he could win and that people close to him might not be giving him the best information. Come on, y'all. Is this fair? There's answers to win his... Look, guys, on any one of these issues I'm showing you, Trump's case can be dissolved. Trump could write an affidavit using the common law today, give them 7 days to answer. They won't answer because they can't. Nobody is going to rebut me or Trump in the law, period, if he uses the law like I show. None of the attorneys know it, even though I did give them a document to help them see how to flip the whole nation and fix this. About a week and a half ago, I gave to Trump's team a document that showed him how to hype up the people, and he would put out something and the people would put out something. He would put out something and the people would put out something, and it would dissolve all these cases a week and a half ago, before this dumb jump. But it's so crazy how hard it is to get close enough to make a change. But Trump saw it. From what I'm told, it went into his hands. And then he asked twice, 2 different days, can we get this guy to do everything? But then when it comes down to it, I got to speak to an attorney that don't use the maxims. I don't see maxims in Trump's cases. I see in one of Trump's cases in 2017 where it says an affidavit unrebutted or uncontroverted stands as true. So then if Trump wrote an affidavit using the maxims of law and the foundational principles that nobody else uses and showing what the real common law is, President Trump can open up a case right now under the common law with a trial by jury, teach them the right law, and break everything, and nobody would be able to rebut it, which means his affidavit would stand as true, and he would win. I'm telling you how bad, in a good way, God has made me at law. I'll tell your anus what I'm going to do to you, and you not going to stop me. Period. And I'll talk about you out in the open. Every attorney coming against Trump, the dang judge, Letitia James, and everybody else will use the basic maxims of law, come at your anus with an affidavit, dare you to respond. Your attorneys and you gonna shut the freak up. Y'all go sit in a corner, then we gonna open up a case in your face and run you over with the law with millions of people. If Trump just opened his mouth, Millions of people are going to know the law at the same time, and you're not going to be able to cheat them no more because we're reading to you what the maxims do. They don't get denied judicially. They might do some statutory garbage, but a statutory action, guys, is not a common law action. Remember that. They took Trump's stuff based on a statutory action from some dang case, and they never had they never had a court of record. They never had a real party who was injured that came to give the government jurisdiction. It's a hoax. It's invalid on its face. It's a void judgment. We could go freaking make the same amount in lawsuits against them, and they'll never fight. Y'all can go tag these people, and I guarantee you they will never, ever, ever, ever rebut one affidavit. I guarantee you. I would dare them, and I dare any attorney in America. Bring your anus on here and deny. I'll write an affidavit just for you, like I did for Mr. Boris Epstein, right? I'll write an affidavit against you, and I'll dare you to rebut it. And I'm going to tell you, ain't nobody in America going to do it. It ain't going to happen. You can take the baddest of the baddest lawyers. They will lose immediately. Why? Because I'm going to use the fundamental law that can't be disproved. I'm going to use the fundamental law that stands judicially over everything else. And your anus ain't going to be able to fight me because you ain't going to have nothing unless you use what I use. And guess what that means? You agree. That's why you don't respond to me, because you agree. Because your anus can't beat me by God, because God gave us knowledge and wisdom. So we're going to take knowledge and wisdom and run you over. And there's nothing you can do. And we're going to be peaceful. We even going to put in the love of Christ at the end of our notices. And your anus ain't going to fight. That's how confident we are. I'm going to tell you, you ain't going to fight. Yeah, I definitely said bring your anus. I did say that. All right, Clint, let's keep reading.
You bet. A maxim is like a rear naked choke. You're going to tap out no
That's
matter
right.
what.
You going to tap out or you go to sleep. One of the two.
And if everybody knew these rear naked chokes, there wouldn't be very many fights, would there be?
No, because they know what they're bound to. See, a lot of the government officials just do dumb stuff because they don't know. And some dumb attorney is sitting back telling them, it's okay, take his money, take his house, take his car, take his dog, take his kids. You got the right to do it. We're the state. We can do whatever we want to do. Yeah, okay, that's cute for now. That's cute for now.
Ouch.
Until everybody finds out. And then when everybody finds out, it's going to be like 1776. We ain't got to declare our independence. We own the states. We'll just take the power back from you and start over. And then we'll prosecute you. It's that simple. It's easy. The best thing they could ever do is hide the truth from people. But that changed real fast. They had to take away rights, change definitions, change powers, change state constitutions over time. We have flipped that junk in days. And everybody will know again. And then we'll see how easy it is for you to get away with that dumb stuff. It ain't going to happen no more. But let's keep going.
All right. Truth will make us free.
Amen.
Okay, so it may still be considered as the fundamental code of the English law, and that was in quotes. And then next it goes, in a letter to Dabney Terrell Esquire in 1821, Jefferson made his recommendation, quote, "You mentioned to me your intention of studying law and asked my opinion as to the sufficient course of reading. First, begin with Coke's Four Institutes," unquote. John Rutledge, a signer of the U.S. Constitution at the Constitutional Convention, remarked that, quote, "In regard to particular law books, Coke's Institutes seem to be almost the foundation of our law. A brief examination of the earlier case of England and America will readily show that the importance which was attached to the acknowledged maxims of law, maxims were continually relied." And then there's commentaries, Blackstone's commentaries of the law of England, and Crispin v. Lindman.
Hold on, wait. So the Supreme Court right now is saying the historical usages and foundations, even in Trump's Colorado case. The judge asked Trump, attorney, hey, you're not going to use due process or anything like that? You're not going to talk about the historical analysis? Nothing? The lady was checking Trump's attorneys like, leave out everything important?
She was like,
I didn't feel like we needed that. She's like, dude, I'm sitting here trying to give you the dang, I'm throwing you an alley-oop. See, these Supreme Court justices know that we, the people, been coming at them. They know that we understand the law at a level that has never been seen before.
And isn't it funny that the folks that know the law the best, the Supreme Court justices, understand and realize what happens when the people know the law as well? Who
Uh-huh.
comes correct? Who comes correct in our entire government, state and federal? Who comes correct the quickest and the soonest? It was the Supreme Court, and the
Yep.
reason is because they understand it so well. They're like, "Oh, the jig is up. We got to stop doing this like right now because we're all in a big heap of you know what."
Yep. And because they know that whenever the people have found out the real law, the people will flip the whole government and take their power back and start prosecuting everybody. They know it. They know it like there's no tomorrow. And this is the thing. They thought they could play. But I bet you the Supreme Court justices never imagined that the people would all know the law so freaking fast and be sending them thousands and thousands and thousands of notices teaching the law. And now they're asking the attorneys, you're not going to use this, you're not going to use that. They're doing that on purpose. They're trying to let the people see, hey, we got your notice. We got your affidavits. We know that people have done wrong. We know that people are lying. We know that people have ripped you off. We know. So we're going to tell you, we're going to show in front of you that it's the attorneys, it's not us. Hey, attorney, you're not going to just bring up the due process of law. You're not going to bring up. That was just in the notice we gave to them like a couple of weeks ago before Trump's case. And then the guy's like, we don't need that in the law. Well, I mean, we don't need that to show our case. She's
Yeah,
like, well,
she just
we're historians. We deal with the historical context. This is what we care about. You not gonna show that? Y'all
that's a
should have.
hot potato. That's a hot potato.
Yeah.
She threw that back at him so fast.
Because she's trying to let the people see it's not us. These dudes just dumb.
Yeah. She wanted to let everybody know. I said it like 3 times in a row in different ways, and he still didn't pick up on it. It's off of me. I'm wiping my hands. He's
Uh-huh.
just gonna keep doing what he's doing, and I'm out. Thanks.
Liberal judges going after their aid is like, dude, are you this dumb?
I don't
Right?
know if you know what's going on, but the people know, and I'm gonna wipe my hands of this. Have fun.
Yeah, and then did you not see that we just said 9-0 that the people there is no immunity from the people when you're an agency? You don't realize these people hot.
That's bad. That's
Look,
really bad.
these people are 9-0. You got liberal judges who used to just let people get away with dumb stuff. They're like, screw that. I'm not standing on the wrong side. Get every one of these people, every one of these bad actors that's out here taking people's stuff. Yeah, it's your turn now. 9-0. We ain't siding with them at all.
That's a Bill Engvall.
Yeah,
Here's your sign. Here's your sign.
and the attorneys are so dumb they don't get it. They don't realize.
They don't get it.
The people sending us messages, dude. The people telling on y'all they coming, and you just gonna sit there and think you just gonna keep rocking and rolling. Okay, good luck. Right, 9-0. Get your haters out of here. They
Right
can
on.
sue you. They can take your house and car. Get out of here. Right? You think they taking something from Trump now? You think they got who is that? They got the gentleman they sued, and he was showing they were taking his house on video from the courts. Who was that guy? I can't remember his
Bundy.
name.
Was it a Bundy?
Yeah, Bundy. Yeah, they taking his house. So I'm like, yeah, dude. Okay, you think they won't get your house? 9-0. Okay, case closed.
Yeah. Even Bundy, the poor guy, he must have had a lot of people helping him, but they weren't using the real law.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because people help like crazy and don't use an ounce of law, and then things go bad. But we could take back over, y'all. Let's finish reading this though. Let's get some more good action in.
Maxims were continually relied upon to settle matters dealing with wills, inheritance, land, economics, crime, marriage, property, contracts, rights, and virtually every aspect of law and
Every aspect of law,
jurisprudence.
but they're not.
Every.
So Trump got like 900 cases. Now they're trying to go criminal, and they ain't use maxims in none of them.
Yeah, it sounds like you want to use these.
Oh gosh, if it
Ouch.
deals with every part of law and they ain't using it, I would think that that's kind of not smart. But I'm not the smartest man in the world. But if you got stuff that's the antidote to what it is that's killing you, I think you will want to use it a little bit.
Okay, and then I'm going to read the definition of a maxim, and it looks like an excerpt or a picture that's pulled right out of Black's Law, second edition.
Mm-hmm.
Black's Law second. So this is the maxim definition, and they put it right here in the preface. An established principle or proposition. A principle of law universally admitted as being a correct statement of the law or as agreeable to natural reason. Koch defines a maxim to be conclusion, this is quote, conclusion of reason. That sounds like something we'd want to use. And it says that it is so called quia maxima ejus dignitas et surit. I can't read that, but it's a whole bunch of Latin. And then it says, he says in another place, quote, a maxim is a proposition to be of all men confessed and granted without proof, argument, or discourse.
Wait. Didn't I say
End
that
quote.
Trump could put something in a case, and as long as it applies, you ain't even got to prove it. And if the other side don't put a maxim that goes against it, which they can't, then your anus wins.
But you got to swear to it, though.
Yeah, but
It's universal.
yeah. So it's already accepted as true in all courts, but these big brilliant people don't use them.
Okay, if one, this is the paragraph that just put me on my butt.
Let me make a muscle.
Yeah. If one fails to understand the fundamental principles of law, then there is no end to which he can be misled or deceived about what is right and what is wrong.
So wait. So when I say Trump can lose all his money because he don't take out the time himself to learn the fundamental law, I'm not lying.
You're not lying.
So the government can trap him, encroach upon his liberties. The dumb attorneys can be stealing all his money, wrecking shop, tearing up his livelihood because he don't know the fundamental law. And if the lawyers who are supposed to be trained in the law don't know the fundamental law, they could be helping him get all his stuff taken and don't even know. Now, the most brilliant people in the world in law are telling you how to win in law, and none of Trump's people seem to know. And it's very difficult to get close to Trump, but he can lose $354 million in a heartbeat. Y'all feel me?
That's heavy. So all the money in the world doesn't help anybody if you don't know this, right?
Money and wisdom ain't the same thing.
Ouch.
That's why the Bible says a poor wise man would be the one who defeats an oppressive king. It didn't say the rich dude. It didn't even say the person with the most endorsements. But we're continuing to see that people with wealth can't get victory. But we got the only full forensic audit. We saved business during COVID, and we didn't have anybody from MAGA come help us. I love Trump, but Trump is getting played really bad right now. And I'm showing y'all the PCAPs.
Hey Dave, do you want to make like Benji or Violet maybe co-host just in case?
Sure.
And then I think Catherine has her hand up too, but I can finish this paragraph while you're doing
Please
that.
finish. Please
Okay.
finish.
Such a person, so Trump and or anybody could easily become subject to government encroachments or be
Could easily be subject to government encroachments? So Trump is getting encroached upon by the government. I'm proving it to y'all. The dang book says they could easily be caught up in government encroachments if they don't know the maxims. It's almost like I'm telling y'all the truth, kinda. But don't trust me though, because I'm just an internet dude that never went to the law school with Trump's people. But the smartest people in law say that they're not getting it right.
Your words don't mean anything, Dave, because you're not a lawyer.
Yeah. We win a lot though, but it don't mean nothing. Go ahead.
All right. To become subject to government encroachments or be maneuvered into surrendering his rights.
Woo! So Trump could have an attorney surrender his rights to the court and not even know. Trump's attorneys cannot talk about the settled maxims. The other side cannot talk about the settled maxims. They can run Trump over in a case that's not even judicial and nobody would know. They changed the definition of court of record too. So I'm going to ask you guys, how many of you guys now believe that I might be onto something and Trump might be losing in cases in his family that are not even really cases? It might be illegitimate and they might be taking his money and hurting him for nothing.
And Dave,
Yes,
it
ma'am.
says right here, they are already writing it already ahead of time. Look at, they can become subject to government encroachments.
Uh-huh.
You see, that is real life. So
Mm-hmm.
that can happen. And we've seen it. It is happening. And it's happening because we didn't know the law. And who was the one blocking the people from knowing the law? Oh, the ones that wanted to be the only ones to deal in law. And who's the one making all the money and buying the shiny shoes and expensive suits
Mm-hmm.
and going on vacations? Oh, bar members,
That's right.
the ones that are not teaching the people and want to be the only ones handling the law. While everybody, no, you go sit down in the corner. You don't know the law. Are you a bar member? Are you an attorney? Do you know what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It seems like, guys, if we're the only ones talking about maxims and stuff, we're smarter than them. So let me ask you guys, so far, guys, have I not proved by the law itself that these statutory cases used to destroy Trump are not common law? Would y'all agree or disagree? I can't see anybody, so I can't tell if they're agreeing or not. I can't see anybody, so I can't tell if they're agreeing or not. All right.
Lots of
Uh,
100s.
So, not only, guys, if the Lord wills, will I prove and try to keep this video short today so that all of you guys can see this and share it. I'm giving you the foundational principles to prove to you that they've been lying to us about the law. They've played Trump and left Trump hanging. Trump is in a situation where they've done him wrong, but it's invalid and we can fix it. And if you guys will, and you can tell me in the comments up under this space and by how you share the space, if you want me to come on tomorrow and show you the affidavits that Trump can write starting tomorrow with the right maxims of law, the true law that will destroy everything these people are trying to do against him. And we can get that out there in front of everybody, guys, so that we can all see what the real law is. Now, any attorney that wants to come, I'll set up a side space. You want that smoke? You think I don't know what I'm talking about? You want to challenge me and show how bad you are? Come get that smoke. From Trump's attorneys, from the Boris Epstein guy, to Kerry Lake attorney Blim, any of y'all. If y'all want that heat, let me know when you want it. I'll throw up a link and we'll see if you understand the fundamental law and if you want that heat. Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if one of them come on ahead of time. They're going to start off trying to be hot, and then I'm going to crush them with a little bit of law. And then they're going to start saying, well, I can't disagree with you because they don't want to say I agree with you because that would show that they really don't know what they're talking about. And then after a while, they're just going to start getting quiet and I'm going to shame them in front of everybody. And then we'll get off the space and they'll say, well, if that works, then let's see you do it, like they did with the audit and like they did with all the businesses. But they might say one or two things with some courage, and then they're going to get real quiet and shut the freak up because they're going to understand they're not ready for this party. So, with that being said, guys, I'm going to play some music. I'm sorry for not letting a lot of people speak on this space, but I do want to have uh, this space clear so people can go back to it and use the law. Some people try to say David Jose doesn't give free law knowledge to the people like he should. That's a bunch of bull. I've given away thousands of hours. This is free. This can help you save your nation, save Trump. If you really love Trump, you'll use it. But if you don't, you're fake. If you run around talking about some MAGA and you're a real fighter and all this and you ain't gonna step in and help fight, you're a buster. Just telling you. You know. Don't act like you're in MAGA gang if you ain't gonna live that MAGA life when it's time to stand up, right? If you're not gonna use that real law, it's a hoax. You're not real, right? Now, anybody can go on their page and say MAGA for life, bad B, whatever, and all this and all that. But if you ain't gonna stand when it's time to stand with the real law and peace, then you ain't really about that life. Now, tomorrow, if you guys let me know that you want me to do it, and if I see a lot of shares on the space, because Twitter actually hides my shares, hides my numbers and stuff like that. If you really want me to come tomorrow and show y'all with the real law how to help Trump and what affidavits can be used to destroy this in the law, the people can do affidavits and Trump can. The door is still open if Trump wants to get with me personally. I'll give him the stuff. I will no longer talk to any of Trump's attorneys. I will not do it. So if Trump wants his life saved or any of the other people, they can set up. We could do a Zoom if you want to. I ain't asking nobody for nothing, but I'm not talking to another dang attorney. And if the people got to win and do this by ourselves, we'll do it by ourselves. But the door's still open if Trump wants to talk. I love him. I love what he did for American people. I will talk to him directly, or it'll be what it is. But other than that, I'm going to play some music, guys. If you like the space, please say you like the space. If you hated the space and you think it was some garbage, just say it was some hot garbage. Either way is fine with me. Just be real. But I love y'all. Y'all stay out of trouble. Let me know. Second, guys, please make sure to share out the space. So, not everybody got the same gift. Not everybody knows the same things. But, guys, you can share a space. You can message some people and say, oh my gosh, I heard something in the law that nobody has ever told me before. That could be part of your contribution. This work is your baby. You can take this and give it to everybody. I will give you the real law. I will die for this, y'all. I'm willing to die, right? I know people hate me for freeing people and telling people the truth. I'm willing to die, and I'll have fun because you will not hold back America. You will not force America to submit. You will not give America over to illegal people running through the border. You will not take over America with an invasion. You're not going to get away. We are going to stop all this by God, and nobody's going to be able to deny that it was God who did it. See, I'm here bragging on God. I'm telling you, God is going to give us the victory. We're going to shut stuff down and nobody can stop it. All the thousands of wins, when people told me it couldn't happen, yo, God ain't going to help you. I don't think it's going to happen. You don't have force. You don't have guns. None of that junk was needed. And we have won in thousands of situations. I'm bragging on God. We're going to come through this nation and clean up in front of your face with his power and wisdom. And if anybody want to deny, if anybody want to fight, bring it. It's game over. It's game on, guys. This is our nation. We're going to win. Let us pray out, and I hope you share the space. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the beautiful people who have been here listening with us today. We ask that you touch their lives. If there's anybody sick or hurt in their life, we ask that you take care of them. If any of them are having any issues, Father, we ask that you lift them up, give them a good portion of health and strength, and bless them, Father. Let them know that they are mighty and powerful when they use your wisdom. Give them hope, Father. Give them love. Let them see victories, Father, as you give them to us so that they could be motivated again. Father, take the people away from following vain things that don't work, Father. Help the people to see that it's about you. It's not about a party. And nowhere in our constitutions, Father, if we're following the law, does it say that a party has an excuse to not follow what the people say. So, Father, we ask that you bring law back to judgment and truth, that you make sure that our servants follow the law. And if it's your will, Father, that our enemies and even our servants will repent and do that which is right and come to you through your Son, Jesus Christ. But, Father, in all, if they decide not to, we ask that you bring victory back to the people, that you lift us up, Father, that you give us strength, that you bless President Trump, Father, help him to see the truth, help him to have courage, Father, help him to realize that it is not just him, Father, that fights, but he needs to have the people. And Father, help him to see that he has to teach the people their rights openly, Father, so that we all can stand together and have a nation like our forefathers started out with. And Father, we just ask that you be with us and keep us, bless everyone this day. Let people have peace and joy, Father, and bring this republic back to the way it's supposed to be. We thank you for everything, Father. You are awesome and wonderful. You have given us a great day, and we thank you for it. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all, check in with me tomorrow. I'll check your messages to see if I should be doing a space tomorrow. If you want the space, let me know in the comments, and I'll give you guys the actual maxims of law and foundational law that wins all Trump's cases. Love y'all. Y'all stay out of trouble. Y'all be cool. And once again, I'm going to say, peace.